Hello everybody, this is Kiran and today we are going to learn about bug life cycle. In the previous session we did talk about what defect is and defect management cycle, but now we need to know what all stages a bug go through. So let's begin. Before understanding bug life cycle, we need to understand two very important metrics. One is defect rejection ratio and one is defect leakage ratio. Defect rejection ratio. Let's imagine a software which is being tested. So there is QA team, there is development team, there is an entire setup. Now the QA team is trying to find out the issues in that application, or let's say there's a build which is being tested, and in that particular build the QA team raised somewhat around 100 issues, and out of those issues 30 issues were rejected by the developers. The rejection reasons will be discussed, but for now you understand only 70 issues were accepted and 30 issues were rejected. So the defect rejection ratio was 30%, which is very high. We have to keep it 0 or minimum. So what is defect rejection ratio? It is the number of defects rejected upon the total number of defects raised into 100. So as I said, let's imagine that the total number of defects raised was 100. So number of defects rejected was 30. 30 divided by 100 into 100 is 30%. So 30% of the defects were rejected. That's why the 30% is the defect rejection ratio. It has to be 0 or minimum. As a QA, you have to know this. There's another metric which is very important and is calculated very frequently. It is called defect leakage ratio. It is very interesting. Imagine a system which is having 100 issues. Now this is a very hypothetical situation and it's very difficult to count the exact number of issues present in a system. But we can just imagine that let's say there were 100 issues present and you could only find 60 out of it. And 40 were missed by you. You couldn't raise them. So defect leakage ratio means number of defects which you missed, which was let's say 40, divided by total number of defects in the software, imagine 100 into 100. So 40% was the defect leakage ratio, which is very, very high. It's yet another matrix which has to be 0 or minimum. So these are the two matrices based on which the performance of the quality assurance team is calculated, and these two matrices have to be ideally 0 or minimum. So we'll repeat: defect rejection ratio, number of defects rejected upon total number of defects raised into 100. Defect leakage ratio, number of defects leaked by you or not raised by you upon the total number of defects present in the system into 100. So these two matrices has to be 0 or as minimum as possible. So this measures the quality of the work of the QA and the testing team. We'll move forward and see defect or bug life cycle. Now from the discovery to the closure of the issue, there are so many stages a bug go through. So we have to gradually learn about each phase and know about each phase so that we can work properly on the issues which we are maintaining. Because as a tester, your job is to raise issues, get them resolved, manage the defects. So it is a lot of work, and we have to be well adept with all the stages and all the phases and all the terminologies so that you can work well. Now here we go. This is a very, very important diagram and needs to be understood well. Now first you get a defect in any build. Imagine you are trying to test any application, and while testing you could find out it was an e-commerce application, imagine, and when you were trying to add a product to the cart, the inventory which was available was showing only 5. Now you try to add the product and you increase the number of quantities. So increased till 5 and then you increase it more and it was allowing. Now in the previous page, the number of entries or the inventory of that particular product, let's say we are buying a computer. So that computer was being shown as only 5 computers which are available in that particular website, let's say Amazon.com. So you could only see 5. Now when you're adding it to the cart, when you're on the cart page, so you increase the quantity. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Till 5 it was okay, but now you try to increase it more and it's allowing you to increase. That is, in the previous product page it was only showing 5, in the cart page it has increased to 6. So it's certainly a bug. There is some mismatch in the database due to which you are able to add more, though the number of products available on the previous page was only showing 5. So there is certainly some mismatch, there is certainly some issue in the system. So now you raise this issue. So when you raise it, when you mark this issue, how do we mark? We have already discussed in the previous session, wherein we have to fill in following columns either in an Excel sheet, or if you're using Jira, Bugzilla, Mantis, Azure DevOps, or TestRail, any other tools wherein you can mark the issues directly. So you have to actually fill in all those fields and you'll be able to mark the issue. Now once the issue is already in the system, you have raised it very fresh, it is a new issue. So the status of the bug is in new. So after the bug is in new status, you have to mark it to the relevant developer, the person who is responsible for fixing it. So when you're working in any project, you must be aware that who is working on what. So your teammates will be aware. Now once you mark that issue to the developer, you know that okay, this person is responsible for working in the particular module. If you're not aware, you have to raise it to the manager. The manager will assign it to the concerned developer. So once you have assigned, the status of that particular bug changes to assign. So what I do, I'll take this screenshot so that we can understand it better. Let's use a highlighter. So currently the status of the bug was new. So you already raised the bug and it is a new status, and now you assigned it to the concerned developer. So this status has changed to assign now. So after that, the developer has to start working on it. So he will open the issue and it will go to the open state, and after that there are two flows. Either that bug will be accepted or that bug will be rejected. Now the rejection flow we'll talk in a bit. Let's go through the normal flow and see what happened when he accepts the bug. So it's assign, new is changed to assign is changed to open. Now after open, the developer is about to fix it. So he is working on it, he will do the fixes, do the changes and fix the issue. After fixing the issue, he has to send this particular bug back to the tester, the person who has raised the bug. So this bug has to go back to the same person. Now the status of this bug will be pending retest. So it's in the QA's plate now. So here QA raised it. It was in new, and then it went to the developer. It went to assign status. Then in the open also it was with the developer. Fixed also, he was fixing it, fixed it, and now again it came to the QA team. So when it is in pending retest, now the QA team will start working from here. So the QA team will take the bug ticket, and he or she will start retesting and check that the issue has been resolved or not. So it will go into the retest phase. So it's yet in the QA team only, with the QA team only. So after retesting is over, QA will either close the issue. So they will mark it as verified. Yes, it is verified. It has been fixed, and they will close the issue. So this entire flow is of QA only. So it's also QA with the QA and with the QA. It might be possible while retesting, QA team came up with the state that okay, this bug has not been resolved. There are still issues which are left in this particular bug, or maybe the entire bug hasn't been fixed. So there can be partial issues still remaining, or there can be the entire issue remaining. So, or there can be more issues to it, like this bug has led to some other issues also. So in that case, what you will do, you will reopen this ticket. So it's reopened. So it's reopened and it will be marked to the developer back. So this reopen is taking it to the developer back, and then the developer will again fix it, and then again pending retest, then again retest, and then verify and close. So this cycle from here will be like this. So initially it's flowing from here, it's going here like this, new, then assigned to the developer. It will be in the open status when the developer will check that he or she is able to accept it or reject it. Once accepted, it will go here and it will be fixed, and then we'll go back to the QA team and pending retest, and then go back and after the retest is happening, it will be verified and closed. So this is one normal flow. From here, when the retest is happening, it might also reopen. That is okay, no, it's not yet fixed, so it will reopen and then go back to the developer like this. So there are two flows which we have discussed. We have to also discuss about the rejection flow. So let's quickly repeat all these stages so that it's very much understandable. First new, and then assigned to the concerned developer, then the developer will put it in the open status when he is deciding that okay, you have to work upon it or reject it. So once it's taken, yes, the developer will fix it, because currently it's in open because the work is going on. So once it is fixed, it will be in fixed status and will go to the QA team, and it will go to the pending retest phase. Once the QA team will pick it up, it will be in the retesting phase, and once the retest is over, it will be either closed or verified and closed or reopened. So if it is reopening, it will go back to the developer again. Let's discuss about the rejection flow. Why and how can any bug be rejected? Let's go back to the PPT quickly and then we'll come back. So there is a possibility when a bug can also be rejected. Now this is the explanation of all the stages which we have talked right now. So we'll quickly talk about rejection issues and rejection reasons, and then we'll go and elaborate the stages too. So the bug can be rejected because of 4 different reasons. So going back to the diagram, which will make it more easy to understand. Yeah, here we go. So the bug can be rejected because of these 4 reasons. Number 1, duplicate. Imagine you raise the issue, okay. So what you are doing, you mark the issue that okay, fine, in the cart page, bug 1, that you are allowed to add more quantity of your product, even though in the previous product page the inventory which was shown was only 5, but you're allowed to add 6 in the cart. So that's the bug which you are raising, okay. Now your teammate have raised a similar bug, okay. So now your teammate's bug will be marked as duplicate, and out of these 2 bugs, only 1 bug will remain open. Because we don't want to increase the number of bugs, it's about having 1 unique bug in the system. So there can be possibility that similar or same bug has been raised by the same team member or different team members, or there can be possibility that somebody has raised a bug in a particular section of the software, and the same bug has been raised in the different section of the software also. So imagine somebody raised a bug related to the search functionality in the home page, and the same bug was raised related to the search functionality in the cart page also. Now the search is available in all the pages, so this bug is same but the pages are different. So in that case also, this bug will be marked as duplicate, because the fix is going to be applicable to all the sections, and that's why it's not the same, it's not 2 different bugs, it's the same bug, and we don't need to maintain duplicate issues in the system. So that's why it will be rejected. So duplicate is one rejection reason. There is a second, which is rejected, and third is deferred, and fourth is not a bug. Let's talk about deferred first, and then I'll explain you what is rejected and not a bug. Deferred issues are those which are actually issues, but for now we are deferring it to the new build, because we have decided to not fix it in the present bill. Okay, so deferred issues are those which will be fixed in the upcoming bills. We are deferring it for now. Maybe it was a bug, maybe not, but whatever it is, we will be fixing it in the later releases. That's the plan. So for now it is being deferred. So in those cases, that those are will be also marked as rejected. So deferred issues are deferred. They are marked as deferred and they will be not taken care of in the present ongoing bills. Now the remaining two reasons are rejected and not a bug. Let's talk about rejected issues. Now rejected issue is a real mistake by the testers. That is, you have raised some issue out of lack of understanding, out of silly mistake or misconception, or lack of the understanding of the business flow of the software or any of the technologies. So anything which is because of your or QA team's issues or mistake will be rejected bugs. Let's imagine a situation where you tried to log into an application, you tried to put in the correct user ID password and it was not allowing, and you quickly raised the bug. But that was your own mistake. The password was somewhere wrong and you were applying a wrong password, or maybe the caps lock was open, something related to your mistake wherein you have marked a bug which is actually not a bug, so which is actually your mistake. So that in that case it will be rejected. So that is the worst scenario wherein you're marking issues which are not issues, which are actually not relevant to the system. In those cases your issues will be all rejected. There's a final case which is not a bug case, wherein the bug seem like it is a bug, but it's actually not a bug. It's a feature, or the client wants it that way. Those situations fall in this category of not a bug situation. Imagine you are trying to test something in the longitudinal and not latitudinal sphere. Let's say you are trying to test some pin codes of a particular locality or location. So you know that, okay, if you apply this pin code, it should be applicable to a particular circle and the rest should be outside the circle. But so imagine a situation, there is Delhi NCR. In the Delhi NCR, there are various like Gurgaon, which is in Haryana, also lies in Delhi NCR, not Delhi, not Delhi NCR. So there is a pin code which will be of Gurgaon, but it's but in the application which we are testing, imagine it's accepting it as a Delhi NCR pin code also. So situations, you raise a bug because it is from Haryana and you thought that it shouldn't be allowed in this particular Delhi pin codes, but the client wanted it to be calculated as a Delhi NCR region, not differently as Haryana and Delhi. So what happens here, you thought that my thought process is correct and I am raising a bug because this is actually or technically not correct, but the client wanted it to be that way, and the feature has to be that way so that it's it brings in more business, or it's related to the business requirements of the software. So in those cases the bug will be marked as not a bug and it will be rejected. So there are 4 reasons due to which any bug can be rejected. One is duplicate, if you're marking the same issue or similar issue in the application. Deferred, when we are asked that we will be not fixing this issue in the present release and it will be marked as a future enhancement or will be fixed in the later releases, is deferred. Rejected bugs are bugs which are marked because of because of wrong understanding or some issues from the QA team which are actually not present in the system, which are not actually defects, will be rejected. And not a bug are the situations which actually seem like issues but actually are the features or the requirements, and they should also be rejected by the QA team. So these are the 4 reasons due to which your bug can be not accepted and they will not be worked upon. Coming back to the PPT. So new we already know. So defect life cycle, if you see the diagram again, so when a new defect is logged and posted for the first time, it is in the new status. And once the bug is posted, it is assigned to the concerned team or member of the development team and open when the developer starts to analyze it and checks whether he is going to accept it or reject it. And it's fixed when he has done the changes, pushed his code, and made all the required changes and fixed the issue. So then it will be fixed, and pending retest, he will assign it back to the QA team member, and it will go to the pending retest phase. And when the tester will start retesting it, it will go into the retesting phase. And if it is verified and it is fixed, testers will mark them as verified. And if they think no, it's not yet fixed, we have to reopen it, then it will be going to the reopen phase. And if it is fixed, it will be going to the close phase. And there are 4 reasons due to which any bug can be rejected. One is duplicate. If there are similar, repeated twice bug or the same bug at different places in the software, they will be marked as duplicate. Rejected, if the developer feels the defect is not at all a genuine defect, then they will be marked as rejected. Deferred, if the present bug is not a prime priority now, we'll be doing it later on, it will be deferred. And not a bug is basically does not affect the functionality of the application, and it assigned as not a bug. Basically you seem to mark it as, you feel as that it is a bug, but actually it is not at all affecting the system, or it's actually a requirement, something like that. Those situations will be not a bug situation. So the same has been explained in the flowchart diagram. So testers find a defect, so it goes to the new. Development project manager will analyze the defect, it is a valid defect or not. No, then reject. And if it says that yes, it is a valid defect, then whether it is in the scope or not, whether we are going to fix it in this release or not. No, then anyways deferred. And if they say yes, it is in the scope, then it is already raised or not, then it will be tested. So yes, it is already raised, then it will go to duplicate. So if it is like no, it's not already raised, then it will be taken care of. And then the status will be in progress, there will be code fixes, and then the status will go to fixed. And then the tester will retest the code, and the test cases pass or fail. Yes, pass, then close. No, then reopen. And if from there, if it was already raised, then again this cycle is from there. So it's coming from their last diagram. And test case pass to close, and if not, then reopen. So that was about the bug life cycle, guys, in today's session. And today we learned about which all phases a bug go through when a new issue is found in the system. We took an example of a bug, and we also saw how the bug is moving from one stage to another. So that's all from today's session. In the next session, we'll learn more about more topics of testing,